cannot believe sometimes that they pay me to do this.
Okay. This is the first video in what will hopefully be several on how I sort of quit my workaday job, my corporate job, and became a motorsports filmmaker. I'm going to share a variation of tips and tricks on how I sort of made that transition and what that looked like for me, in hopes that the same can be accomplished for you. But in today's video, I'm going to give you 5 tips on how you can go about landing your first clients. If you're new to this channel, first of all, welcome, but you might be asking yourself, who is it that's giving this advice? My name is Greg. I'm a professional motorsports filmmaker. I have been for 4 years, and I travel all around the world pointing my camera at race cars. It is literally the best job on earth. And if you're watching this video, if you found your way to this video, I'm assuming that you would like to do the same thing. This is not a clickbaity YouTube title. I know these tips work, they worked for me, and there's no reason they can't work for you too. Getting straight into it with tip number 1, treat your videos like a product. A lot of new filmmakers start off by just offering that they do video services. When I started finding success, it was because I nailed down specific video deliverables that I offered. I sell a variety of video products to my clients, but without a doubt, the 3 most popular are social media clips, a product that they plan to use as story backgrounds or single clip reels, or in some cases, they take the batch of clips and edit a reel themselves. Second and far away, my most popular product is the actual reel, something I call a highlight or a sizzle reel. This is sort of the combination of footage that I've shot during the weekend, usually to music, and it usually includes something like transitions or various sequences. For me, these end up being about 12 to 15 seconds. And the third most requested product is an event recap, often what I refer to as an after movie. This is usually in a traditional 16:9 format. It spans roughly 1 to 3 minutes and is more story driven as opposed to the flashy editing techniques that you'll find in a sizzle reel. Clients will often use this to tell the story of an entire weekend or season. Packaging your video products this way adds a sort of value proposition to the team, series, or drivers that you're reaching out to, and gives them something tangible that they'll be getting in return for that investment. As a side note, in the long term, this will also be quite beneficial to you, but honing down on what your video products are and specifically what they'll be getting leaves little room for anybody to misinterpret exactly what the arrangement is. Okay, moving on to step number 2. Creating products to sell. After you've defined what your video products are going to be that you're going to try to sell and market to teams, it's time to get the camera out and make something. Please hear me when I say that you do not need credentials to shoot good video at races. I spent the better part of a year on my off weekends traveling around to various tracks, shooting as a fan, trying to create video products that I could package and try to sell to potential teams. Do not use the lack of credential or access as an excuse on why you can't get this part done. In fact, as just one example, all the footage that you're seeing on screen right now was shot from fan areas at Road America. So in short, there's really no excuse. Just get out there and shoot. And that takes us to step number 3, creating a client list. It's not super responsible to just start firing off random DMs to different teams that you want to try to work for. It may seem like busy work, and that's partially because it is, but create yourself a client list. Using imsa as an example here in the United States, each series has its own dedicated page listing all the teams and all of the drivers competing in that series. 4 years ago, when I was just getting started, I created a Google Sheet with all the teams. I went to different websites and social medias to find their email addresses, and I compiled this list before I started firing stuff off. And only after you've completed this very tedious task of data collection is it time to reward yourself with tip number 4, time to pitch. When I was just starting out, what was most successful for me before I sort of learned about step number 5, which we'll talk about in a second, was reaching out to teams directly through email. Now, typing an email where you're trying to sell video products but still have strong business acumen is a challenge for some. Thankfully, I came from a world before I made the switch to motorsports videography where I was typing emails like that. Now, as a bonus to you for making it this far in the video, because I can tell that you actually want to learn and you actually want to make this stuff work for yourself, I have provided a link in the description below that has my exact email template I used when I was landing my first clients. Okay, now as you're customizing this template to sort of suit your needs and your various video products, it's important to note that most of these parent team email addresses and Instagram pages are run by the PR rep that's handling everything for that team. So a lot of times you're not speaking directly to the decision makers, right? You just want to put something out there that shows your services and try to impress whoever's reading it so that they can take that email to whoever has the buying power within the team that can make that decision. Now, something I learned later after I got into the industry that I wish I would have known on the front side is that PR reps and teams generally don't know exactly what they want. So don't start off your initial conversation to a team asking them sort of what video products they want. Put your video video products in front of them and let them decide which one they want to choose based on what you're providing. And if you want to take it a step further, peruse their Instagram page, YouTube, or Facebook, or whatever sort of social media platform they're on, and try to find solutions to what they're missing, right? So if they don't have a lot of reels on their Instagram, they're probably not seeing a lot of growth. And so you want to target reels to that client. So basically just customize your pitch for the audience. Okay, and we've arrived to what I think is probably the most important and the one that I lean into the hardest now. Step number 5, self-promotion is key. Post on the social media platform that you're trying to sell product into. So many creators in this industry have a disdain for social media, which is relatively ironic because they're trying to sell a product that people can use on social media. And that's just not a winning strategy. To be fully transparent, 75% of my current clients have reached out to me on social media. Now, that wasn't happening 2 years ago, and it wasn't happening because I wasn't posting things on social media. I decided a year ago to start taking it serious and trying to post at least once a week on Instagram. And ever since then, my Instagram DMs have gotten much more filled with potential clients trying to hire me. Every single time I make a reel for my personal page, I learn something. One little thing, I find one new sound effect that I like, I find one new transition idea that I like, and those reps don't exist if I don't create content for myself in a sort of stress-free environment where I don't have to worry about the client being happy. I can try things because if they fail, it's no big deal. A lot of the style that carries with me today that I produce for clients and for myself have come from things that I've learned while making personal content that I've later implemented into my sort of more corporate stuff. And that's pretty much it. Somewhat long, but the reality is if you're trying to get clients in this industry and you're trying to take this job seriously, these are all things that you need to know. I tried not to sort of dumb it down. I tried to lay out the exact things that helped me become successful in this industry. It's stuff that I've learned by failing and figuring out how to make it successful. Learn from some of my mistakes, implement these exact tips, and I'm telling you, there's no reason that you can't make it in this industry. If you've made it this far in the video and you want to see more content like this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. In the off season, I want to make several different business related tutorials and ultimately just help creators that want to get to this level become successful. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't have the personality of a YouTuber. I'm literally just trying to help people get where they want to be. I also do a lot of live streams where I just have people come in and ask questions. We hang out. Sometimes I'll go over edits that different users send in. So subscribe for that. Hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. And as I said earlier, I appreciate you watching and we'll see you in the next one.